ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रीशङ्कराचार्यनवावतारं विश्वेश्वरं विश्वगुरुं प्रणम्य वेदान्तशास्त्रश्रवणालसानां बोधाय कुर्वे कमपि प्रबन्धम्। So, we were looking at the last sentence in that paragraph on page number 2. शुद्धे चित्स्वरूप आत्मनि दुःख संबंधस्य तिमिर संबंधस्यैव सूर्ये अत्यंत असंभवात्. This we completed. तथा च आत्मनो दुःख भ्रम मात्रम न तु वस्तुतो दुःखम तत्र संभवति. So here it is said that in Shuddha Chit Swarupa Atma, Dukkha Sambandha is not possible. But due to Brahma, means erroneous thinking, Dukkha is possible. This is one way of looking at it. Tatha cha Atmano, or how here it is given, or if there is a Dukkha, that Dukkha is Brahma. One is due to Brahma there is Dukkha. Second is if there is Dukkha, that Dukkha is Brahma. So here it is said Tatha cha Atmano Dukkha Brahma Matram na tu Vastuto Dukkham Tatra Sambhavati. And in which way this Brahma is seen? So when there is aviveka between Shuddha Atma and Anatma in the form of Deha, Indriya, Prana, etc., then due to that aviveka, Sthuloham, Krushoham. So this is Adhyasa, superimposition. Adhyasa, Dharmadhyasa, Sthuloham, Krushoham is expression of Dharmadhyasa. Deha Dharma, they are superimposed on Atma. I am fat, I am lean. Kanoham, Kliboham, these are Dharmadhyasa of Indriya, superimposing the attributes of sense organs on Atma. Then Sankalpa Vikalpavan, so superimposing the mental state on Atma. I am Aham Sankalpa Vikalpavan. I have lot of thoughts going on. My mind is racing. I am disturbed. Or I am very peaceful at Triveni Ghat. I sit there for 1 hour. This is what, when we say I am peaceful when I am at Triveni Ghat, actually it is mind which is peaceful. And I am superimposing state of mind on Atma. Or I will be peaceful when I go in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So this is also superimposing state of mind on Atma. So in this way, different adhyasas are there. Now, let me ask one question. Is dharma adhyasa possible without dharmi adhyasa? Means, is it possible to superimpose only the attributes of another object on one object without mixing up between the objects itself? Give me example. Neela Akasha. So, what is happening in Neela Akasha? Question is, if when I superimpose attribute of one on the other, is it possible to superimpose only the attributes of one object on the other object without actually superimposing the objects themselves? Means superimposition, what is there? What answer you gave? Flower on a crystal. Flower on a crystal. Yes, that example. Yeah, so if there is a colorful object kept near crystal, so there are two distinct objects. In the example of space, superimposing blueness on sky, there is no other object. So it is not Sopadika Brahma, it is Nirupadika Brahma Drishtanta. This crystal and object, like colored object, like flower or cloth, in its proximity, is Sopadika Brahma Drishtanta. So as long as Upadhi is there, Brahma will be there. In blueness of the sky, there is no Upadhi, it just appears. So, both are different examples. This is simple to understand, the crystal and the colored object. So, in case of Atma and Deha, Dharma Adhyasa is there and Dharmi Adhyasa is also there. So, when I say I am tall, short, fat, lean, etc., I am superimposing the attributes of the body. Fair, dark also. And when I say, see, generally we never understand ourselves as I am body. But we always understand the Dharma Adhyasa as far as body is concerned. So when I say I am man, actually what happens is, man or woman, it is superimposing the body itself, not body's attributes. So in this way you can understand Dharma Adhyasa also and Dharmi Adhyasa also, and these superimpositions, they are caused by Brahma delusion. Adhyasa means superimposition, that is because of error, or that is called error, and that is the cause of sorrow. So Vastuta, Atma does not have any sorrow, but because of these things there is sorrow. Okay? Now we continue further. Nanu evam बद्धावस्थायाम अपि आत्मनो वस्तुतो दुःखा भावेन किमर्थम शास्त्रम इति चेत्. See, the last sentence was that in Atma, dukkha is only Brahma matram. Vastuta, in Atma there is no dukkham. So, some student is asking a question that even let us say when I am bound, baddhavastha, in that avastha also, Atmano vastutaha dukkha abhava. Really you are saying in Shuddha Atma, there is no dukkham. Okay. there is no dukkham in Shuddha Atma when I am liberated, or there is no dukkham in Shuddha Atma when I am bound? What is the answer? Both the time. In Shuddha Atma there is no dukkham. Whether I am liberated or I think I am not liberated, I am bound. In Baddhavastha also, so Baddhavasthayam api Atmano Vastuta Dukkha Abhava. So Dukkha Abhavena, what is the purpose of Shastra then? Kim Artham Shastram. What does Shastra accomplish? So the answer is given here. To remove what? To remove the erroneous notion. Now here that is given in the next line. Dukkhino manasaha sambandhena atmani jayamanasya aham dukhi iti abhimanasya nivrityarthatvat. So Shastra has a prayojanam. What is that prayojanam? Dukkhino manasaha sambandhena. Dukhi mind, dukkhinaha manasaha, both are in 6th case. Dukkhino manasaha atmani sambandhena, association with Atma. Jayamanasya, when that sambandha takes place, then aham dukhi, this abhimana nivritti will take place. Now you see, this vakya has lot of potential for thinking. Aham dukhi, this abhimana is there. This we accept. That we all have this notion that I am dukhi. This aham dukhi abhimana, its nivritti is what everybody wants. So the simplest way of removing aham dukhi abhimana is what? You go to sleep. You will not have abhimana. So when you are asleep, there is no abhimana. So dukkha nivritti has taken place. This is simplest way. Second is, mind is dukhi, therefore there is sambandha with Atma and therefore there is dukkhitva abhimana. Correct? So that dukkhinaha manasaha, mind is dukhi, right? So you try to make mind sukhi. Then aham dukhi abhimana will not be there. Like if I have the abhimana that I am the owner of a small kutia and that kutia is giving dukkham. So you get rid of that kutia and you get another kutia which is not giving you dukkham. So like that, if mind is giving dukkham, you take care of mind, then aham dukhi pratyaya will not be there because mind is sukhi. So let the Atma mana sambandha be there, but you get rid of dukkha part in the mind. This is solution at level 2. First level solution is what? You just try to avoid, means you try to avoid the aham dukhi abhimana. Sleep is what I gave, simple, but in world people do so many things. They can drink alcohol, they can just go on watching TV, movie. Means they want to forget this thought that I am dukhi. They really are not going to eliminate it, but they want to forget that. Or you go to sleep, or you take some high potency drugs and you forget that I am dukhi for some time. So that is one level. Then you eliminate the dukkham from mind. That is second level solution. Third level solution is what? Mind and Atma sambandha is giving you dukkham. Right? Because dukkhino manasaha sambandhena atmani. You break the sambandha. you realize that mind and Atma does not have sambandha. So you see, the sadhaka is growing from one level to another level in a sadhana. Only pankti if you have to put, there is nothing. Pankti is straightforward. You have to do vichara then, how we rise in our journey. So what is the source of sorrow now? Sambandha. Because of sambandha with mind, Atma, mind sambandha gives the notion aham dukhi. So you break the sambandha, then you don't have to worry about whether mind is sukhi or dukhi. I will never have that abhimana. This is level 3 solution. This is called viveka. Mind is belonging to Prakriti and Atma is Purusha. So you do Purusha Prakriti Viveka. In Yoga Darshan and Sankhya Darshan, this is what they consider as the solution. And in general, karma, if you improve karma, mind will not be dukhi. So that is at the level of karma. Or bhakti also, upasana, if people do, mind will be generally happy. And if I have surrendered my mind to Ishvara, then also I will not be disturbed. Because then in whatever condition I am, I have surrendered that this is God's will. So, Atma Mana Sanyoga, Atma Mana Sambandha, there I create Viveka. This is level 3. Fourth level of solution will be what? Finding the unreality of mind itself. Because even if you break the sambandha, mind is still real. That real mind can sometime or the other again create sambandha, means I can get deluded again. So I question the very existence of mind and its reality. This is Atma Satyanubodhena na sankalpayate yada amanastam tadayati grahya bhave tadagraham. Amani bhava. So in one line you can find 4 different stages of evolution. In this way, Abhimana Nivritti will take place. Okay? Tad aha. Understood these different levels? So, and you also should do this kind of thinking, you know. So, putting pankti is one level of understanding and vichara, that what is happening, where I am right now. Am I, when I am disturbed, when I am dukhi, what is it that I take immediate support of? Do I try to get rid of this aham dukhi abhimana by just going on talking to people on phone or looking at some different YouTube videos and websites or something? Or do I remember Bhagavan? Because right now situation is so bad outside, what is it that I derive support from? Or do I actually try to negate the mind itself? Tad aha, tena cha. Now you see in Moolam. Tena cha, same page, first line. Tena cha shuddhe api atmani dukhitvadi abhimanat. So, because of that sambandha, atma and mind sambandha, and all other anatma also, and atma sambandha, Shuddhe api atmani, in that Shuddha Atma also, Dukkhitva adi abhimana is there. Dukkhitva adi abhimanat. Next is Shastriyana iti. In Tika it is given Shastriyana iti. So you see the Moolam. In the Tippanis that are given, number 1, number 2, number 3, they are mostly related to different Pathantaras. So not much I am looking into tippanis. If there is something relevant, then we will see. शास्त्रीयेण च ब्रह्मात्मैक्य ज्ञानेन समूलस्य तस्य निवृत्तेः. This dukkhitva abhiman nivritti, we saw that there are different options. Shastra means Vedanta Shastra. Here Shastra means Vedanta Shastra. Because Karma Shastra, Upasana Shastra, all other Shastras or Sankhya Shastra, they have different options given. Vedanta Shastra's solution is what? Brahmatmaikya jnanena samulasya tasya nivrittehe. Tasya dukhitvadi abhimanasya. Samulasya, so its moolam is adhyasa. And adhyasa's moolam is avidya. So, scriptural teaching, what it does is, by giving Brahmatmaikya jnanam, that I have to be Brahma alone. And why am I so identified with one physical body, mind, senses, etc.? So, in this way, when I understand, then samulasya tasya nivritti, so nivritti takes place. Tika, you see, Shastriyena means Shastrajanyena ityarthaha. What is Shastrajanyena? Tadeva Shastram aha. That Shastra says, so one more pankti in the moolam we have to see. Tasmad ajnata jnapakatvat saprayojanatvacha atma tattva pratipadanam na vyartham. Tasmat, therefore, ajnata jnapakatvat, this teaching is revealing ajnata jnapaka. Purvapakshi had raised, if you remember, a question or an objection. His objection was that Atma and Anatma both are already jnata. So what you are trying to do is, you are trying to teach what is already known. It is jnata jnapaka. So Acharya established that Shuddha Atma is not known. Atma is known with the Anatma Ashuddhi. So it is Ajnata Jnapaka. And Purvapakshi had also said there is no Prayojanam. So Acharya said there is a Prayojanam with this Brahmatma Aikya Jnanam. Dukkhitva Abhimana Samula Nivritti will take place. And therefore, Ajnata Jnapakatvat Saprayojanatvacha Atma Tattva Pratipadanam na vyartham. Atma Tattva Pratipadanam is not vyartha. It is not in vain. It is purposeful. So, with this, the first, this is called introduction. This is the sambandha. This kind of sambandha in the beginning is called upodghata. What is upodghata? Upodghata means there where an inquiry is presented to explain why we are doing this. In technical language, Chintam prakrita siddhyartham upodghatam prachakshate. Chintam means enquiry, vichara. Prakrita siddhyartham. Prakrita siddhi means why this siddhanta bindu vichara or why this dashashloki vichara is there. For that we have done vichara. This is called upodghata. So with this, we establish that enquiry is needed in Atma and Anatma with the help of this Dasha Shloki and Siddhanta Bindu, because it is revealing something which is not already known, and it has a purpose, and it is Vedanta Shastra Sarabhuta. It is the essence of the Vedanta Shastra, means it is Pramanika, it is authentic. So in this way, Upodghata is complete here. Now, next is Pramanam. If you want, you can put down those titles, because I think in Tika, such titles are not there. It is all continuous matter. But in your mind, if you want, you can create in your book or notes, if you are taking, then make topics. So up to this was Upodghata. Now this next topic is Pramanam, and many topics will come, okay? So I will keep mentioning when such things come. So next one is Pramanam. Tasya cha, starting from there. This is topic number 2. Tasya cha Atma Tattvasya Tattvamasi Aham Brahmasmi इत्यादि वेदांत महावाक्यमेव प्रमापकम तस्य आत्मतत्वस्य, this atmatattva, that it is shuddha, because different people have understood differently. As I mentioned, somebody thought putra is atma, somebody said deha, indriya, prana, mana are atma, somebody said kshanik vignan is atma, somebody prakasha, aprakash roop atma. So they all have concluded on the strength of their own logic, yukti abhasa and shruti abhasa. They found some shruti which supports their thinking, which they already had concluded. So vakya abhasa and yukti abhasa, shruti vakya abhasa and yukti abhasa, based on them, they have understood Atma Tattvam. So here it is said, Atma Tattva is revealed by Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, ityadi Vedanta Vakya is the Pramanam. Vakyam eva Pramapakam. Pramapakam, you see in Tika, Pramapakam Yathartha Jnana Janakam. Means Pramanam, Yathartha Jnana Janakam. Jnanam is 2 types. You know what are in Tarka Sangraha, according to Nyaya, Jnanam is 2 types. What are they? Smriti and Anubhava. So Jnanam is 2 types. One is Smriti, another is Anubhava. Smriti is, what is the Lakshana of Smriti? Sanskar Matra Janya Jnanam Smriti. Because it is only through samskara. Whereas Anubhava is of 2 types. What are the 2 types of Anubhava? Yathartha Jnana and Ayathartha. So, Yathartha Anubhava and Ayathartha Anubhava, according to Tarka Sangraha. So, you have Jnanam, in that there is Smriti and Anubhava. Then in Anubhava, you have Yathartha and Ayathartha. Then in Yathartha, you have different Pramana producing different Pramas. And Ayathartha is where you have Sandeha, Viparyaya, etc. In Smriti, Sanskar Matra Janya Jnanam Smriti, it is said. Why Matra Shabda is used there? They could have just said Sanskar Janya Jnanam Smriti. Pratyabhijna, not Indriyartha Sannivasa. So, for Pratyabhijna Varanam, Pratyabhijna Varanaya, Matra Shabda Prayoga. Matra Shabda is used, Sanskar Matra Janya Jnanam Smritihi, so that Pratyabhijna is not included. Good. प्रमापकम यथार्थ ज्ञानजनकम. Now पदार्थ ज्ञान द्वारेण एव इति. पदार्थ ज्ञान द्वारेण एव इति. In टीका, so पदार्थ ज्ञान द्वारेण एव इति. Go in the मूलम now. वाक्यम च पदार्थ ज्ञान द्वारेणैव बोधकम इति तत्वं पदार्थयोः प्रकृत वाक्यार्थ अनुकूलयोरन्यतो असिद्धत्वात् तावपि शास्त्रेणैव प्रमातव्यौ. Once again I will read and you try to understand the sentence as is. वाक्यम च पदार्थ ज्ञान द्वारेण एव बोधकम इति तत्वं पदार्थयोः प्रकृत वाक्यार्थ अनुकूलयोः अन्यतः असिद्धत्वात् तौ अपि शास्त्रेणैव प्रमातव्यौ. So two things he has given here. One is vakyam is vakya jnanam. Vakya means vakya jnanam is bodhakam, or vakyam is bodhakam only when padartha jnana dvarena eva. Vakya jnanam will take place only if I have padartha jnanam. So if I give a sentence, He Krishna, Shuklagam Dandena Anaya. What is the sentence? He Krishna. Then Shuklagam Dandena Anaya. So what is the meaning? He Krishna, bring the white cow with a stick. Now if I do not know what is white, I do not know what is cow, I do not know what is stick, Shukla Shabda Artha is not known, Gam Shabda Artha is not known, Danda Shabda Artha is not known, then Gam Dandena Anaya, Shukla Gam Dandena Anaya, that Vakya Artha will not be known. So Vakya is Bodhakam only when Padartha Jnanam is there. Shabda Shakti is to be understood, and from that Vakyartha Jnana can take place. Iti Tattvam Padarthayoho. So now he straight comes to Tattvamasi Mahavakya. Because he said Atma Tattva is revealed by Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, ityadi Vedanta Mahavakya alone will reveal that the Vakyas are alone are Pramapakam, Yathartha Jnanajanakam. Therefore, why waste time? Straight come to Tattvamasi. How to understand Tattvamasi? So he said Tattvamasi Vakya you will understand only when you have clear knowledge of Tat and Tvam and Asi. Pada, Padartha, its Jnanam will reveal the Vakya. So what are the Padas in there? Tat Pada and Tvam Pada. So he says, Tat Tvam Padartha Yoho Prakrita Vakyartha Anukula Yoho. Tat and Tvam Padartha, there Prakrita Vakyartha Anukula. Prakrita Vakya means Tattvamasi Vakya. Of Tattvamasi Vakya, the Anukula meaning, the conducive meaning of Tat and Tvam, which is Anyato Asiddhatvat, means what meaning I have to understand of Tat and Tvam in Tattvamasi Mahavakya is not known otherwise. So in Sanskrit grammar, in Vyakarana, if somebody says, what is Tvam? The Tvam means you. What is Tat? Tat means that. So only that much meaning is not what is meant by the Upanishads. And that's why it is said, Anyato Asiddhatvat. Anyato asiddha means otherwise it is not siddha, it is not known. What is not known? Tattvam padartha is otherwise not known. Otherwise means other than in Shastra. Therefore, tavapi means tau-api. Tau means tattvam padarthau. Tattvam padarthau api shastrena eva pramatavyau. They have to be known only through Shastra alone. Its understanding also should be there through Shastra. So now, further, Shastrena eva pramatavyau. Now, he gives example. What is the example? Yupa havaniyadi padarthavat. Yupa and ahavaniya. These padartha, how in their case the meaning of the word yupa is not known in the Laukika parlance. It has to be known only through Shastra. Ahavaniya Agni. Ahavaniya Agni, Yupa is, Yupaya Daru. It will come in Tika. Yupa means sacrificial post. Yupa Shabda in Laukika Vyavhara has no meaning. Means whatever meaning is there is not what is meant in Shastra. So, Shastriya Artha is what is required. Similarly, Ahavaniya Agni. In your home or in your school, college, in the outside world, have you ever heard the word Ahavaniya Agni? Its meaning has to be established only through Shastra. In the same way, Tat and Tvam, their meaning also has to come from Shastra only. Any other way, if you try to bring out the meaning of these words, it will be of no use. That's why to study Tattvamasi, you have to do thorough study of Tat and Tvam. So actually majority of our Shastras, they are this only. Why majority? I said all of Upanishad is either talking about Tatpada or it is talking about Tvampada. Shastrena eva pramatavyo. See, Bhagavan Bhashyakar puts eva. Eva shabda is for avadharana. Shastrena eva. Na anyatha. Means there is no other way to understand Tat and Tvam. Now, you see Tika. Vakyartha jnanam from there. Vakyartha jnanam pada padartha jnanasya karanatvat. Vakyartha jnana is pada padartha jnanasya karanam. Means pada padartha jnana, when it has taken place, then only Vakyartha jnanam will take place. Pada padartha jnanasya karanatvad it is given, means you have to understand pada padartha jnanam karanam yasya jnanasya tad Vakyartha jnanam. In that way you have to understand. Easier would have been if he had just said pada padartha jnanasya karyatvat. But he has given karanatvat. So, the principle is this, that he gives in the following sentence. Asiddhatvad iti. Siddhasya atra jnanam. Siddhisya atra jnanam. So, what is asiddha? Asiddha means that which is not known, because siddhi is jnanam. So, padas, tat and tvam pada are not known otherwise. वाक्यार्थ ज्ञानम ही नियमेन पदार्थ ज्ञानम अपेक्षते न तु पदार्थ अस्तित्व मात्र रूपाम सिद्धिम नियमेन अपेक्षते. He says वाक्यार्थ ज्ञानम नियमेन पदार्थ ज्ञानम अपेक्षते. invariably, niyamena means if vakyartha jnanam has to take place, padartha jnanam is must. Niyamena padartha jnanam apekshate. But na tu padartha astitva matra rupam siddhim apekshate. Niyamena apekshate. That padartha astitva should be there, that is not a must. But the knowledge of the words used in the sentence, that is a must. Without the knowledge of the words in a sentence, there is no possibility of vakya jnanam. He gives example. Not only astitva. Astitva is not expected. Example is anyatha भीमो दुर्योधनम आजघान इत्यादि वाक्यार्थ अनुत्पत्ति प्रसंगात. भीमो दुर्योधनम आजघान. Bhima killed Duryodhana. This vakya would not produce any meaning if we expect that Bhima and Arjuna, Bhima and Duryodhana, their satta, their existence has to be there when the vakya is uttered. So right now, neither Bhima is there nor Duryodhana is there. So there, padartha satta is not there in vakyartha jnana kala. And therefore, astitva Rupa Siddhi is not there. But without that also, Vakya Jnanam can take place. I understood that Bhima killed Duryodhana. Tathacha, understood this portion, right? Tathacha asiddhatvad iti asya ajñatatvad ityarthaha. And that asiddhatvad, that Bhagavan said, in the Moolam, asiddhatvad tavapi shastrena pramatavyo. Asiddhatvad means ajñatatvad. They are not known. What tattvam padartha. Other than shastra, they are not known. Therefore, they also have to be established through shastra alone. Shrutigata sarvanamna shrutisthasya paramarashat paramrishtayor jiva brahma jivayoho swarupam shastrenaiva ज्ञातव्यम इत्यर्थः. श्रुतिगत सर्वनामना, by the shruti, श्रुतिस्थस्यैव परामर्शात्. सर्वनामना means tat and tvam both are sarvanama shabda. So since tat and tvam are sarvanama shabda, the meaning of the sarvanama shabda shrutisthasya paramarshat, its meaning has to be understood through paramarsha, through deliberation, through enquiry of shruti only. And then paramrishtayor brahmajivayoho swarupam shastrena eva jnatavyam. Their derived meaning of Brahma and Jiva has to be known through Shastra alone and not in any other way. Shastrena eva jnatavyam. And then he gives the example, Yupa ahavaniya iti. So, in the Moolam it was said, Yupa ahavaniyadi padarthavat. Now here, on Yupa and ahavaniya, there is a little bit explanation given. Yupe pashum badnati iti. Yupa means a sacrificial post where an animal is tied. So sometimes they release that animal. Not that every time they have to sacrifice it, but sometimes they sacrifice also. So yupe pashum badnati iti shrutau yupasya pashubandhana adharatvena viniyogah kriyate. This yupa is Pashubandhana Adharatvena Viniyoga. Pashubandhanam, tying the Pashu to that. In this way, Viniyoga. Viniyoga means its use or its application. What is the objective of knowing yupa? So it is said, there you have to connect that to yajna. In yajna, there will be some sacrifice. That sacrificial thing will be tied to yupa. So, Pashubandhana Adharatvena Viniyoga Kriyate. Yupa Padarthascha Kaha iti Akanshayam. Now a question is there, what is this Yupa Padartha? Because the Vakya said, Yupe Pashum Badnati. It is like Shukla Gam Dandena Anaya. Now, Yupe Pashum Badnati. You say, I know the meaning of the word Pashu. I know the meaning of the word Badnati. But I do not know the meaning of the word Yupa. So, what is Yupa? Yupa Padarthasya Kaha iti Akanshayam. Yupam Takshati. Yupam Ashtasri Karoti iti Shrutya. So, you have to find the meaning of the Yupa from another Shruti. One Shruti is there. Yupe Pashum Badnati. Now, to find the meaning of the word Yupa, again you have to see Shruti, another Shruti. And that Shruti said, Yupam Takshati, Yupam Ashtasri Karoti. So, Takshati means somebody is sharpening or making it polished. This is called Takshati. And Ashtasri Karoti means making it in octagon, 8 corners of that yupa. Ashtasri Karoti. This kastha, which kastha? So see, Karoti iti Shrutya Takshanena Ashtasri Kritaha Khadira kastha Vishesha. Khadira is a kind of wood, a tree. Khadira kastha. Not any wood you can call as yupa. I like sandalwood, So, from sandalwood. And what is this Ashtasri Karoti? I want it round. So, if you make a sandalwood pillar which is round in shape and you call it yupa, it is not yupa. Yupa means it has to be khadira kastha and it has to be nicely polished, sharpened, and it has to have 8 corners. Then only it is called yupa. So, a specific word in Shastra has a specific meaning. I cannot have my own meaning there. Yupam, so yupa padavachya iti nishchiyate. Khadir kastha vishesho yupapada vachya iti nishchiyate. This kind of vishishta kastha alone is the meaning of the word yupa. Yupa takshati yupam ashtasri karoti iti shruti vakye yupasya utpadyakamatvam odanam pachati iti vat. It is like odanam pachati. Odanam pachati means he is cooking the rice. So, in that there is some modification in the rice. Here in yupa there is utpadyam. So, utpadakatvam. Utpadyakamatva. What is that? On ma there is some matra. It should be only utpadakatvam. Some typo might be there. Odanam pachati itivat. Yatha odanam pachati. Yatha odanam pachati iti atra pakakriyatah prak odano na siddhaha. Kintu tayaiva pakakriya nishpadyo bhavati. Tatha atra takshanena ashtasri karanena cha yupo nishpadyo. This we will have to see in the next session, a long portion. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।